went to college in Atlanta, and then I went to graduate school in Texas, and then I worked in DC and met my husband David there. And then together we were in DC for a while, Charlottesville, and then Minneapolis for many years. We've been married almost 35 years, and we have 3 children, Ben, who is 29, and twin daughters, Lauren and Caroline, who are 25. I started a program called Parents and Children Together, which was an independent nonprofit organization that Roper Hospital was the fiscal agent for. And I ran that program for 12 years, and I was the beneficiary of pro bono legal services. After several years of operation, another organization tried to infringe on our service mark. Had it not been for Andy Gallagher, who was a private attorney, and his work as a pro bono lawyer on our behalf, we would have had to roll over and play dead. When I saw that the Charleston Law School was opening, I thought, oh, that sounds like an interesting challenge. One summer I worked with Judge Duffy as an intern down at the federal court, and I just realized I love working with judges. I love talking about cases. I love talking about the complexities of cases and the intricacies. Through Justice Hearn and Tanya G., who was my first boss, I was fortunate to go to the Court of Appeals and worked there as a staff attorney for several years, and then worked for Justice Kittredge at the Supreme Court as his clerk, and absolutely loved it, and then worked with Judge Gethers at the Court of Appeals as his clerk. I was having dinner one night with Dan and Lori Unum and mentioned to Dan, who is former litigation director for South Carolina Legal Services, that I wish he were still there because I would love to volunteer with him. And he took out his phone and texted Kirby Mitchell, whom I had never met, up in Greenville with Legal Services, and said, here's somebody who might want to volunteer on appeals. Kirby contacted me the next day, and ever since then, when Legal Services has an appeal, their lawyers will call me. And it's wonderful because they'll send the briefs, and I do exactly what I did for the judges. The wonderful thing about working with South Carolina Legal Services is those attorneys are so passionate about their cases. We all have talents and skills, and we all have the same amount of time in life. And I guess I've always tried to align whatever talents and skills I might have with just trying to do something that matters. I'm getting an award for something that just makes sense to do. In the legal profession, it's very easy to get tunnel vision and just do your job. And I think it's such a broad field, and I think there's so many ways to use the skills that we've developed through law school and through practice in a broader context. And I would just encourage everyone to look around and see if there is a way. Perhaps it's not going to be what they're doing day in and day out. It could be something very different. It could be mentoring someone. It could be working in the drug court program as a mentor. It could be serving as a guardian ad litem, whatever. There are just so many ways, or even in the business law area, as Andy Gallagher did for our nonprofit organization. There's so many ways to contribute, and I just think it's beneficial to the organization, but it's even more beneficial to the individual because you just get a sense that you're making a difference.